Hi, I am Sarah Hobson. I'm with Wider Path Home Foundation, and I run the Honoring Stories and Integrating Curriculum community of practice. And we're here today with Marisha Daniel and Audley Lewis, and we are doing an interview to help you understand how Marisha experienced the grant and working with Audley and to orient you to the work that we're doing. Marisha, thank you so much for being with us.
Well, thank you.
Well, how did you find Audley Lewis?
Well, oddly enough, I was reached out to a realtor in my local area. And when I first decided that I was really interested in buying a home, and he actually connected me with Mr. Audley.
Oh, okay, sweet. And did you know about the grant at the time?
I did not.
And how long had you been looking for a home, or what had been your process?
When I started looking for a home, I believe it was in the fall. When I initially started looking for a home, I didn't find this home until the summer of the next year.
Okay, great. So what was it like for you to meet Audley and to start working with him? What kind of transpired as you got to know him? Was that the first time you had worked with a loan officer?
Absolutely, yeah. So this is a first for everything for me. And when my previous realtor connected me with Mr. Audley, he was very informative, very patient with me. Especially, we were working on my pre-qualification letter. And I remember he would call me every couple of days, let me know, hey, I'm working on your letter. I'm still, I haven't forgot about you, but I'm working on your letter. And this would be every couple of days until finally he called me one day and was like, congratulations. You have your pre-qualification letter, go find you a home. And definitely just always reassuring to me, very informative, letting me know what was going on. And that was really the dynamic of our relationship all the way up until I closed on my home that following summer.
So what was happening while he was working on your letter? What were you doing? How did the relationship transpire?
I was praying, doing a lot of praying. And at the time, I was working with, so initially, when I was looking for a home, I had some issues with getting out of my apartment. So that kind of just halted things. And so when I got reconnected with Mr. Audley the following year, it was with a new realtor. And she had asked, is there a financial advisor or officer that you want to work with? And so I told her Mr. Audley, and then of course, the ball really got rolling then. So while he was working on that letter initially, I was looking for homes.
Got it. And did you understand the whole homeownership process? How did you know what to do in terms of working with a realtor, finding a home, learning what loan officers do? What was that process like for you? Yeah.
So thankfully, I do have an example. My parents have owned several homes, and at the same time that I was looking for my home, they were preparing to sell their home in Georgia and relocate to my hometown in Las Vegas, Nevada. And so they were in that process, but they have been very open about their journey with buying a home. So that's kind of how I knew to look for a realtor. Especially, I've been in this area for almost 5 years now, but of course, being connected with the military, I'm not a native. So having somebody who is local, who knows the area, was definitely important for me to have. And so knowing to get a realtor, and then the realtors who connected with me with Mr. Audley and his team, and moving forward with that. And of course, after that process, they were able to kind of help guide me along with what was coming, what had to happen next.
Very cool. And so at what point did you learn about the grants?
So this was, I believe, after I found this home, and uh, my offer was accepted for this home. And after me and Mr. Audley sat down and over the phone, and he was telling me all of the hard numbers of the home, and just just giving me, I remember that conversation so well because I was so scared. I was really scared, and he could hear it in my voice. And he was just telling me, being so encouraging and inspiring. And now, kind of in my family, he's deemed the name Ali my angel, because he was just very much that in this process. And so after I had found this home, put in an offer, and in that, I would say maybe the first week or two after that, Mr. Ali shared with me about the grant. And so I did not know until he shared that with me.
And what was it like to put the grant application in?
It was a little nerve-wracking, just because this was a whole new process for me. I had no idea what I was doing. But even though it was nerve-wracking, it was very simple. It was literally get these documents, scan it, send it in. Find this document, scan it, send it in. And that was literally the whole process. It was very simple. The only thing that was a challenge for me, honestly, was because I was working at the time. So on my lunch breaks, or when I would go on my breaks, I would be printing off papers, and I'll be printing off papers and taking pictures of things. I have a visitor. Okay. Printing off papers and screenshotting them, emailing them in so that I could, get them to Mr. Ali and his team as quickly as possible.
That makes so much sense. And what does this home mean to you?
So much, honestly, so much. I am, Mara, can you please let me finish, okay? This home means so much to me. Having gone through such a hard couple of years, and just being me and my daughters, this home is what's the word I can say? It is something that I will always remember, that was such a pivotal moment in our lives, to be able to call something our own, to be able to share with my girls that the lesson of, no matter how hard your life is going, there's always something to push forward to. And even when you're not prepared or don't really know every step of the way, there is something to look forward to pursue. That is okay. Thank you. There is something that a goal to push toward, to move forward to, and that's really this. The whole process of my home is, how me and my girls were able to move forward, to make the best out of an unfavorable circumstance. And we made the best of it, and are so grateful that this home is a reminder of that.
What would you say to other home buyers out there who are in a similar position to you about what is possible for them as a homeowner and what it takes to become a homeowner?
I would say my first thought is prayer, and just praying. I knew that I was ready to move forward with this because a woman at my church prayed for me, and just kind of out of the blue said something about your new home. And I was just like, okay, well, I'll move forward with that. And literally things just started happening, and finding out about the grant and finding this home. And at the time, finding a home and getting a home was really hard. The first home that I put an offer in, I got outbid very quickly. And just the housing market was just really crucial. And so me being able to find this home and everything to go through with it, I would definitely say rely on your faith, especially when you don't know the road ahead, to start preparing, even when it doesn't look like it's going to happen for you. Start preparing, and to surround yourself with people who are encouraging along the journey, and to not be afraid to pursue something new.
That's really encouraging. What did you do homebuyer education as a part of the grant? And what was that like? Was that helpful in the process?
It was very helpful. And when I took the course, I was already in the middle of the actual, process. So it was good to kind of get the details of the home buying process. Very, very helpful. I shared it with actually a fellow member of my church who was, interested in buying a home, but was kind of in the very beginning stages. And so I was like, absolutely, please go take this class because it is so informative.
Very cool. So thank you so much for taking time to answer our questions. I'm going to ask Audley a couple of questions as well. So Audley, what was it like for you to work with Marisha?
It was a pleasure, just really being able to stand in the gap and help someone that was in need of some assistance. And the process took a little longer because of her particular situation. And I'm thankful to Pat Kennedy, who stepped up. I said there had to be a loophole for her particular situation, and he found it. He is definitely a godsend when it comes down to, having some support at Embrace.
And how did you know the realtor who referred Marisha to you?
He was referred to me by another realtor partner, actually, that shared with him what I do. And, the fact, actually, when he called me, he had 4 leads that another lender had that he hadn't heard anything from. And he called me in one evening, and I actually, got with the clients, worked it out, and got them some pre-approvals, and we got them to the closing table. So from that point on, I was his guy.
Very cool. Audley, can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing to reach out to the community and to get the grant into the hands of people who need it, and how people know how to find Mr. Audley, their angel?
Just sharing with my realtor partners what's going on with different church groups, what's going on. As we were working on the Wider Path, I, was sharing with them, it's coming. So get your people prepared, get them in classes, whatever. When Marisha came along, basically, she was referred to me, and her situation was a little different because of some employment issues that we had, and we had to find a way to get around that. And it worked out perfectly. However, when it comes down to just sharing the grant with others, people are excited about it. I know that we've had some challenges along the way, but overall, it's been a godsend for a lot of people, because I found that there were people waiting in the wings that really wanted to buy but didn't have the funds or the resources to do so. They had, they were short on assets. They were waiting and trying to save money and whatever. In Marisha's particular case, she was going to get a family member to gift her some funds. And, that was kind of a process. And, right about then was when we, got our 501c3, and I shared with her what was going on. And, we had the 2311 grant. And so that's how we wound up getting her into her new home.
So was Marisha one of your first grantees?
No. She was probably one of the first 8, I think. Yeah, one of the first 8.
And how many people have been able to receive grants under your leadership?
It's been quite a few. I have not really done the tally, but like I said, in the process of Wider Path getting set up and us waiting for the 501c3, I was just sharing it with everyone I could on what we were doing, and the programs that we had going on as far as affordable housing to my realtor partners, and they got pretty excited, a little impatient, as we all could tell. That was a part of the initial COP and a part of waiting for the grant to be set up. But it's been a blessing to just so many people, and you just can't begin to imagine how it impacts the community when people can actually access some resources that's not tied to their deed or the title is tied to education, which is a beautiful thing. And it's a hand up to the community. So there are several pastors in the area that are pretty excited about it and really want me to step in and talk to their congregation about what's going on, because you know, they have been a part of what we're doing and have been recipients of some things that we're doing as well.
So you've been telling people all along the way what's been happening.
Yes.
Things have been unfolding. And so when the grant hit and you had the grant and you were able to bring it to the community, they were ready to catch you and to catch grantees and to send people your way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, this was just a tidbit of one grantee, Marisha Daniel, who is now in her home. She is a happy homeowner. Are you still moving in, Marisha?
I'm all moved in. No more boxes. I got a couple of bins that I need to still organize and finish decorating, but I'm all moved in.
How does it feel?
Feels great. It feels great.
Well, we're just really grateful to Embrace Home Loans and to Wider Path Home Foundation for making this possible, for Marisha Daniel and for many other home buyers. And just thanks for taking time to listen to her story and to Audley's story. And we invite you to come and join us and to become a part of our Wider Path Home certification process, which is the Honoring Stories and Integrating Curriculum community of practice, where you have a chance to really think about how to integrate your business with community-centered development and to become the center of the community and a real community resource, not only to our grant, but many other down payment assistance products as well that we tap into as we go and build relationships. So thanks so much for tuning in.
Thank you, Sarah.